Who bought everyone? How are we doing? Hopefully we're all doing very well. I'm just so happy that I can do this again. If you didn't see the community post, I feel as I've had there today. Everything just feels amazing. I did do a lot of cord cuttings, and last night I took a bath. I got an orange, and I just squeezed it over top of my head and then rubbed the pulps on my body, and then I took honey, put water in it, and dumped it above my head before I went to sleep, and I think that helped a lot too. Just a little bit of a prosperity-esque thing, bringing my own energy levels back up, giving me relaxation, things of that nature. But today, it's like a 6 of cups. It feels like a 6 of cups today. And I was even going to say, I was planning on saying it, but I didn't, because y'all know how my brain is sometimes. I was like, I'm going to start, instead of doing tarot pulls, because I don't have my cards, I do, I just can't pull them out and get the card. I could do it pre-hand, but I'd rather do it all at once. So instead, I'm like, I would just feel the energy, and whatever tarot card comes to my mind, we'll talk about for a minute. But the one that came up, 6 of Cups, off the top of my head, I cannot remember. So give me a minute, but we'll remember. But the 6 of Cups in general is just talking about spiritualizing things. Whatever you're doing on the physical could be draining you. Look at it from a spiritual standpoint instead. And in the sense of spiritualizing things, you begin to actualize them. You see what's truly going on, but not only allowing your senses to take note of what's happening, but also allowing your spiritual senses, your physical versus your spiritual senses, take place as well. And the 6 of Cups is all about returning back to you, about re-communicating back to yourself. I believe it is a Mercury card, because it is about the masculine coming back to the feminine. If I'm not mistaken, it's not Cancer. I'll tell you that much. No, it might be. It's not Scorpio. It might be Cancer or Scorpio. One of those two. I'm sorry. I've been all over the place. I've been getting back into tarot studies. But we're still learning, regardless. But the 6 of Cups, it is saying that you are coming back to yourself. There are actions that you've taken that you see the result of, or not even just seeing the result immediately. You could be seeing the result in the sense of a sense, clairvoyance, claircognizance, however, or you could just simply be so knowledgeable, have gone through so much life experience, have retained a lot of that past life wisdom, that current life wisdom as well, blending them together and just seeing how shit is falling out for people. And if you didn't know, that's how seers work. We don't prophesy anything. We literally just know exactly what's going to happen because we've done that before. We've seen these actions before. It's the tools that we use. It's called reading in between the lines. That's what we do. It's all seers do. It's kind of what it's asking you to do. Even if you don't have access to seer abilities, you yourself can still use the realm around you in your own actions versus the actions with people around you to see if this course of action that you're on is truly worth your emotional integrity. When it comes down to it, that's what we're dealing with. And as you know, a lot of you all have probably heard me say emotions, they're hoaxes in the sense of it is the action rather than that first feeling. And that's just because we break it down to that level. We're not saying that the entirety of emotions, of energy moving you forward to action does not exist. We're just saying that state of being in a feeling, it shouldn't have to become an emotion. That is a human created, a human grafted thing that we've become due to, animalistic behaviors. It's just how we've progressed. I would kind of even say degressed, because it has allowed a lot of violence externally, which has then taught us internally that a little bit of violence is okay, which is why our voice of doubt is a lot of the times louder than the voice of reason. But with all this, I would just pay attention to what you need to do to forgive yourself. You could be coming out of a shitty relationship. You could be coming out of a situation that you were put into for a learning purpose. You might have been around someone that was draining you energetically and you didn't know and you didn't want to believe. However, whatever you're going through, figure out in this time how to make yourself lighter, how to make yourself not even now. I want to change the words up now. Hold on. I don't want to say make, because saying the word make implies that it doesn't already exist. You have to make it. You have to create it from what already is existent of it. I would like to use the word draw up instead, because of the sayings of life. Life hands you the deck of cards. You got to play your cards wisely. You don't make cards. You draw them, obviously. But even looking at it on the opposite spectrum from however you're looking at it, yeah, you draw cards. Meaning, yeah, you have to have something with ink or some form of like non-perishable permanence. That's like the same word saying twice, I'm sorry. But you have to have some form of like medium to hold what you're drawing, or to hold the symbolisms, or to hold what would create that to be a card. Even the matter of shape and material define what cards are, all the way down to it. So you're drawing these cards, not only just drawing tarot cards, but drawing cards within life. The cards that you have, even if they're all on the table and everyone can see them, you still have to pick them up and draw them. You have to be able to withdraw, which is what you're doing, is you're drawing with them. But we live on kind of that opposite vibe, because everything we do is inverted, as we see things inverted due to the corneas in our how our eyes work. So we need to remember that when we're withdrawing, even if we are messing with the cards that we've been dealt, we are drawing with them. What does it mean to draw? Let's think of it as an artistic state. Well, you draw to create. You're drawing to express, to release. These cards that you are drawing are ways of expressing yourself, and these are your feelings. Or this is that feeling, or how that card feels, the texture of it. Is it rough? Is it smooth? How is the sense of color of your sight? Does it remind you of a taste? All these things. And when we look at it kind of like that, and we can draw out this picture, it removes this ego state, because it allows us to see a reflection. This is how a lot of people go about making stories about trauma, is they'll see themselves and they will find ways to detach themselves from an old paradigm, an old identity, so that they can place it on someone new, not so that they could go through it and live through that existential crisis, but to express. In the sense of a play is what they're doing. And instead of the play being an actor who, signed up for it and is a professional at what they do, or maybe even an amateur, we never really know, it leaves you to be in that professional or amateur position, to become the actor of whatever cards you've drawn. It's the game of Pictionary. What is that one game, charades? It's like it's all these things. And when we're messing with the Six of Cups, it's really just asking, like, what were you doing? How were you moving? How were you stationing yourself? What were you doing that was going against what the divine wanted you to do? Where did you use your free will against what the divine had already said? Why haven't you turned back yet? But at that same point with the Six of Cups, that is your turning point. That is your turning point, because you're able to come back to that heart space. Now that you've made it past the 5 cups and you've seen where you've been left off at, you can pick it back up again. But it begins with forgiving yourself. This is where a lot of people mess up. A lot of people want to get forgiveness from other people. Oh, I can't do this until they forgive me and I get an apology from them. That's your ego. It's because you haven't took it upon yourself to apologize to yourself. Maybe you never knew that you had the right to apologize to yourself. Maybe it was something so foreign to you that you hear it and it sounds stupid. At the end of the day, you only need to hear I'm sorry. And when you get an I'm sorry from someone else, it hits you in the same 2 ways that it would if you apologize to yourself, but it has different effects. When you apologize to yourself, it allows you to heal a part of you that you don't even really know exists. That trauma, that pain that you know is there, but you don't know its existence. You don't know what it's made up of. You don't know why it's so intense, why you demand something externally from something that you can gain internally. You know, that's where it's drawing from. It's drawing from a confusion. That's why you don't know its existence. Is you're confused. Why aren't these things working? Why they do this? Why they do that? Why did you do certain things? Why aren't you looking at the other side of the coin? And that's that feminine aspect. It's not trying to belittle you as if the physical parents you had did. They're showing you that opposite spectrum, that love inside of you that always resides, that's speaking to you and trying to free you and make you free by the truth of accepting what you've done. And it's not even saying that what you've done was wrong. Just accept what you've done. Maybe you did the right thing and the person and took it the wrong way. Accept that you did what you had to do. Accept that you did what you could do. Accept that what you did is what you did. And even if you wanted it to seem different, even if you wanted it to seem as if it didn't matter, it always will. It doesn't need to matter mentally, but it would always be matter in the sense of the physical. And I know we're getting a little bit deep with it, but listen, that's just how we've been moving for the past few days. Regardless, my nose is getting all runny now. It takes me about really almost like that. That's almost 50 minutes to get here. That's crazy. Anyway, with that 6 of Cups, the final message of the whole 6 of Cups right now, I would say to alleviate yourself. It's okay to feel, and it's okay to feel as if you've done wrong, but it's not okay to damage yourself over it. And it's not okay to repeat patterns or be the abuser in your life after one's disappeared. And that's really all I can say. Regardless, though, I love each and every one of you, truly. Everything you would need is in the description. I forgot about that last night, but I remembered today. Everything's in the description. Free Dr. Malachi, as you are always. He is an innocent man. He coming home. And also, if you've been keeping up with phase 1, you already know, but remember Omari name, no matter what. He really out here doing stuff that a lot of us say that we want to. And he's been given the privilege, the strength, the mentality, the creativity, along with York, to do what they do. And they're truly an inspiration to me. Regardless, if you're interested in my services, anything of that nature, hit me up. You can email me. You can, email me. Sorry, I don't know who the hell's screaming outside, but they need to stop screaming. I was trying to do something. I got distracted. I guess I was distracted walking out here, yo. Hold on, I'm doing something. Goodness gracious, dog. Anyway, I love you all so much. It's one of the people at the building that I go to. They're cool. I love them to death. But I love you all. If you need services, email me. Readings, books, however, readings, whether they are self-improvement readings, whether they are solving a murder mystery, whether it is figuring out what demons are around or whatever the hell, you hit me up. I do all that. We're back in the game fully. And I am very excited to be back in the game fully. email me for spell works, protection works, etc. Just really anything that you've been needing help with. Regardless, I love each and every one of you to the moon and back tenfold and forever. Everything's in the description, and I'll see you all later.